you wonder where I've been. I search to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Some people go around the world for love, but they never find what they dream of. What's going on today, YouTube followers? Man, I just wanted to go ahead and check in with y'all and give some information. Normally, I dedicate this page to my real estate stuff, but I really feel like talking about education. The reason being is I've been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook about education in regards to education and a lot of unrest and unreadiness in regards to COVID. So let's get into it. Now, it's a lot of unrest in regards to COVIDness. I mean, in regards to COVIDness. In regards to COVID, like people are confused. People don't know what's going to happen. People don't know what they're going to do. Like, man, it's so much confusion. Parents are gearing up for the schools to be shut down again. They're actually shutting down some schools in certain states. They're shutting down certain schools in certain districts. Um, but that which will come to pass will come to pass. And yesterday will be yesterday. So, in saying that, man, this too shall pass. It's something that we will get through. But I just really wanted to jump into it, man. As a teacher, I'm in several groups. I'm in several teacher groups, and teachers are struggling. And here's why: when we're in a classroom, we can do and we're trained to do so many things to redirect scholars so that they are engaged in class. And at the end of the day, let's be honest, not all kids, not all scholars, not all students are going to be engaged in class. Some kids love learning. Some kids love learning about new things. They love being challenged mentally, but many kids don't. Many kids don't like to be in a classroom. Um, they don't feel like that setting allows them to be creative, or it may not be something that they're interested in. You have so many different, as a teacher, man, I'm telling you, you have so many different kids with so many different personalities. Um, I also teach high school, so you get so many different young men and women who have so many different personalities. They have so many different challenges at home, and at times it can be exhausting, especially when we were doing traditional teaching and traditional learning. Now that things are different with COVID, and we're doing a lot of, you know, we're using social media, we're using technology as a platform. We aren't necessarily with all of our kids. It has proposed several different challenges also, because for parents, what I see, a lot of parents are working, and those parents can't be at home with their kids to ensure that they're actually paying attention, engaged, and doing the assignments. So many parents as well as students feel like they aren't learning anything by engaging in the technical form of learning. On the flip side, for teachers, there's a frustration because we have many teachers are expressing frustration because our kids aren't engaged. They aren't engaged. They aren't self motivated. Um, and I'm speaking about primarily high school students. I can understand middle school, and I most definitely can understand elementary. Like, it's difficult, it's tough to expect a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year old to be self sufficient. There are those, but it's tough. But once we start getting to middle school and high school, our kids should be developed enough to be able to maintain and hold down their own processes within education. And when I say middle school, my expectation would be for them to start self-monitoring and start being able to deal with this new normal. High school, high school always has engagement issues. Let me be honest. I've been teaching for over 15 years. High school always has engagement issues because at that point, so many kids are like, we're learning all of these different subjects. They don't see the purpose of many of those subjects. Many of those subjects do not connect to real world application. And that's the thing on teachers. We have to start connecting the information that we're teaching to real world application. And then now in the information age, kids, parents, everybody is feeling like the traditional things that have been taught, most of it is misinformation. So you just have this gap, and teachers are frustrated because most of our kids aren't self motivated. Let's be honest, man, in our nation, we just had a critical election where so many people voted, so many more people voted, but in watching the debate, I really didn't see a focus on education. As a society, as Americans, we aren't focused on education. We aren't we aren't invested into educating our kids so that the next generation is prepared to do the higher level thinking jobs. It's not happening. Um, our kids aren't being raised with the grit and determination to be engineers, to be scientists, to be doctors, to do the quote unquote boring jobs. Also, as a society, man, we've embraced this patriotism, and we've embraced cutting off cutting off foreigners, this sense of patriotism, these walls that we are building. Yet as a teacher, man, I don't think we are, and I include myself because not only am I a teacher, I'm a parent, so I want to respect that parental space. But I just think as a society, we have not embraced hard work. And so we aren't preparing the next generation to be hard workers. So, you know, when I think about the politics and I think about the wall and I think about being a teacher, but I think about being a new home buyer and I think about being a real estate agent and I think about and I go out to these sites and I see who's building these houses and I see the physical labor, the grit that it takes to go out. Man, these guys are going out there at 5 in the morning and they're working to 7, 8, and 9 o'clock at night at times to get these houses built. These kids that I'm teaching, I don't see that in them. And that's not saying that I don't see that in any of them, but I don't see that in most of the kids. Most of the kids, they want to deal with technology, but they don't want to have the grit. They don't want to do the reading. They don't want to do the math. They don't want to do the boring things that it takes to be proficient in technology. And I teach public school. Maybe that's the deal. I teach public schools. I teach within public schools. The innovation that it's going to take to deal with the need for technology. This COVID is showing us that there is a need for technology, and the traditional means of work and production, they're going away. So as a teacher, man, I'm I see that my profession as a teacher is going to change. Education is surely going to change. It's going to evolve. If you're in college now and you want to be an educator, you better learn that technology, because the more proficient that you are in technology, the more prepared you're going to be as an educator. See, I was always great in education because I'm a people person and I can relate to young students. I learn my students. In learning my students and getting to know them, I'm able to do whatever I need to do to motivate them to keep going. With this asynchronous learning, we're really unable to do that because it's really on the child to get it, because they're behind the computer and they're with their parents, and oftentimes parents are working, so the parents are frustrated because I as a parent, most parents can't stand over their kids and, you know, make sure that they're doing their work and make sure that they're engaged and paying attention and learning. Most of the kids, they have their screens up like this, but they also have their favorite YouTube channel or their favorite video. So they may be in the camera looking, but they're really not engaged and paying attention. So, as a seasoned teacher, I will wrap this up to say we have to really start focusing in on and talking about how we want education to change and grow, because as a teacher, as a parent, as a former administrator, we can't continue to do the same old things. This is a new environment. Also, parents and teachers have to improve their means of communication. Parents, you guys have to learn and understand that it's not all on the teacher to educate your child. Teachers, you have to understand that there's a level of professionalism that we must always engage in, number one. Number two, also, the communication has to start with us because we are the professionals. We have to reach out to the parents of these children that aren't engaged in this process and inform them. Also, we have to be more understanding that this is a different type of environment. We have to show our kids some grace. We have to work with them. This is new to everyone. We can't just always be so, oh, I want to fail you, I want to fail you, I want to fail you. Failure doesn't motivate. There are a special type of people that are motivated by failure. Those are special type of people. It's a different environment. Man, I'm not gonna go too long with it. I just wanted to give you guys some information. I hope everybody is having a great day. I hope everyone has, all my teachers out there, man, I hope you guys have a great and restful Thanksgiving break. I hope you parents have a great Thanksgiving break. Um, Let's pray for our country. Let's pray for our world, man. Everybody stay healthy, stay safe. When you go out, put that mask on. Let's beat this COVID. Let's learn from it. Meditate, vibrate, embrace your higher self. God bless.